Come on. Well, it might have a problem. It's not recording. It's just moving.
Mine said this call is now being recorded. I
All
heard a
right.
voice. I
There it
don't know what
is.
I'm doing, but
Very good. We got it. All
all
right. We're
right.
on.
All right.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. This is the Monday edition. Next week will be the Sunday edition, depending. Well, it's all tentative now because I don't know how many hurricanes are going to be coming this way. So right now it's going to be Sunday. The next one, Sunday at this time, because I have to go out of town, supposedly. We'll see how that goes. All right. So, all right. Blessings, everyone. And here we go. Greetings. This is Archangel Michael. Blessings. As you can see, there are timeline changes going on with this hurricane. So many in your consciousness have asked for it to stay. Some are asking it to leave, but it is causing many lessons and change of timelines, meaning a lot of people are not going to live in that area anymore. So some are undecided, but now they're becoming more decided. There's much more going on than just that. Absorbing the vibrations of the earth, because the hurricane does pull in a lot of vibrations. So it's a lot happening in astral. You could call it weaponized. It's all in different perspectives. It is a growing pain, you can say. And growing pains are, soul growth is never easy. So this is getting people to find themselves. So it's going where it needs to be. Is what's happening. Even if there is someone manipulating it, either way, human consciousness is pulling it to where it needs to go. So many are actually saying thank you. Hard to believe, but yeah. So send your energies on your transition here. Blessings. Greetings. We are the Zetas. This is J Rod. Blessings to you all. Yes, governments do have efficiencies of how they can do things, of course. But this is another test of your level of where you want to go spiritually to realize what's happening. The upgrade is like the 12th grade is just having an open mind of realities, allowing new energies to come through. Of course, many will not be fully understanding it. Some can get really out there. But as you transform yourselves, you'll find that everything that's, as you know, bizarre does exist. Your cartoons exist and everything. Your Trump, yes, is always being manipulated from different areas, but he does send it back. It sends it back too much of your government. A lot of it is government, not always media that's doing it. It is mostly other governments that are trying to control him. You give her a little bit insight of that. Because they want to get something for nothing to a degree. That's all in perspective, of course. As for your awakening, it is slow, of course, but that will change. It will. You're going into a transition, not an easy one, but a transition. Some of you feel like you're walking upstairs it's going to basically the strange is going to become normal, as you can see. This is all we have. Blessings. Greetings to you. This is Redmond from Series B. Blessings to you. Yes, there's a lot of soul growth happening at this time. Of course, it's always happening. You're just not fully aware of it. That is one way to become aware of it because of a weather anomaly. Your actually your San Francisco is a much cause of a lot of it in the higher dimensions. If you connect to it astrally, you most likely will see weather anomalies being created, or as your consciousness goes filters through it. Something to think about in your time off. So whenever you're ready, we're happy to answer your questions.
Hi, greetings, Redmond. Thanks again for coming
Greetings to you. Yes, blessings.
Blessings. First, we have Stephen.
Hey, what's up, Redmond?
Greetings to you.
Greetings. How you doing?
Doing well. How can we help you?
Sweet. Much love to you.
Yes.
Yes. Last webinar, I talked about my friend that came to my job, Jonathan Deer Armstead. And anyways, it's like there's a coincidence there. Like 2 days before I talked about him, my dad, my family, he got some snails. He got 3 snails that we got in our fish tank. And then 2 days after that, I talked about that dude, and they talked about he had alien snails around him and stuff. So I feel there's like a connection there, and I was just wondering if you can tap into the alien snails, their consciousness, and see what my connection, and if they have any messages, and or the snails in my fish tank. Thank you.
Oh yes, they're connected to Alpha Centauri. It is just an energy of slowing down, but also of growth, but it's a slow growth. It is basically how it's similar to the turtle, but yes, it's a lot slower. It's basically snails have an extra sensory, meaning they pick up more. Now turtles pick up quite a bit, but snails really connect to the insides of walls, how they work, and connected to higher astrals. So it depends on the frequencies, but what you are. So it's a kind of a reflection of yourself. It's not just a healing energy you're receiving from the snails, but you're also similar to it. You might not be utilizing it fully in your form. You don't see it, look like a snail. But it's just kind of a reflection of what you're connected to, like everyone's animal. Some people can have dogs. It's just for them to be social. The dog helps them to be social, but also shows that in a cat, some people just don't need to be social, just need to clear out the ghost energies. So, and friend energies, of course. So, blessings.
Thank you. Second question is just can you connect with any beings around me in my galactic family, and see if they have messages for me? Thank you.
Yes, there's a lot of Zeta energies at this time, giving you a slight upgrade. This year is going to start opening up your stairwell of ascension. Slowly, what you need to know, your astral is going to open up more. Your dream world is going to become more vivid than it ever has been before. Where you feel like, you just left that place. You're probably already feeling that to a certain degree. In some cases, it's going to become more known. You do have a connection with the Men in Black. You're becoming more friendly with them. Not to say you ever had difficulty with them, but you want to, heal that energy, that disconnect from them and humanity, from what we were seeing, because they are holding a lot back for what humanity can know. So only due to orders, and there's a lot of connection. There's a lot of layers to that. So blessings.
Yeah, I get that. Thank you. Men in Black, like the movie's coming out on Redbox, and I get that feeling about you have to watch it. I have to watch it.
Yes. Oh yes, you'll enjoy it. Yes.
Thank you. Blessings.
Hello, greetings again. Up next, I have Emmy's questions. She asked me to read. So, our first question, she says, it's for her friend Than. And she says, my friend then experienced in astral what seemed to be a near future life of her in the suburbs with her recently departed lover. And she's wondering if that environment she saw will be in her next life.
Most likely on another planet that has less chaos on it. We don't see her returning to this world. Imagine there's a sign of relief there. But she's receiving what she needs from this world. It will be it has similarities, but it won't have this density, this denseness to it. Blessings.
Okay, thank you. Second question, she's asked, does my brother dying around my birthday and for September 1st portal, and also my birthday opening, have any significance on my life?
Well, yes, because you assisted your brother. It was showing that that was the time for him to go. So, and you were assisting with it too. It shows you have a connection there. So most likely there'll be, birthdays, you have a transition energy around it. A lot of people, well, some feel there's changes around their birthdays, a timeline shift, and that is what's occurring with that. So it shows it's how close the two of them are also. Blessings.
Okay, blessings. Up next, we have Daria.
Hey there, Redmond.
Greetings to you.
Greetings. Hope you are well.
Yes, of course. Thank you.
Yes. So, I don't actually have came up with any questions, so I was just asking you if you could like pick up something that could be, yeah, nice to know.
Well, I do see dinosaur energies around you, realities where they are still existing on their planets, or other realities that you're connected to, because they have a lot of knowledge for this world and other ones. So anytime you see that energy, it kind of gives you an idea of that they are being pulled back into this reality. Realize they still have thrill rides with dinosaur energies around them. Shows that they're still here. They never really left. So they just made themselves fictionalized so they can reconnect. There's also a lot of dinosaurs with wings that you're connected to that aren't really seen on your world. So this comes from your Andromedan incarnations connected to, like you said, the Shira connection. That's where a lot of that comes from. So
That's nice.
So that's where you've seen various of reptiles that has not been seen on this planet that you're connected to. A lot of them are two-headed, actually.
Cool. I like that a
Yes.
lot. So, and then I have another question for if you can tap into my 3D. That was a slightly astral view, or if you can give me the forecast for a small time ahead of me, like in 3D.
Oh, what you're doing in your 3D from the astral perspective, or
Yeah, you can do that too.
well, we saw some reason we saw a reading of some kind. I don't know if that's going to transition into your third dimension.
Yeah.
Some kind of reading that you're going to connect to that will connect you to others down the line. One moment. Well, when you're actually connected to a lot of angel aspects, angel realities, and there's angel societies that you're connecting to. Doesn't mean they have the wings. Some of them do, just because I like the fashion sense of it. But they have angel buildings, angel structures that you're connected to, angel societies. That's what you're connected to in astral, and that's usually where you're at.
Cool. Actually, I was the person you were talking to about. I was just riding with him. So
Exactly.
you kind of picked that up. So
Yes.
yeah.
So.
But that's good to know that
Yes,
Peter will planted the seed a long time ago.
We see, yes, angels riding unicorns. They're the ones doing all the flying. If anybody wants to see that.
Yeah. That's kind of my stuff there. But
Yes.
thanks you,
Yes.
and have a cool
Yes.
channeling.
Blessings.
Blessings.
All right, cool. Thank you. Up next, we have Retro.
Greetings.
Yes. Greetings.
First question I had to ask is if my guy had anything to say, or if there's anything connecting to any messages for me.
One moment. It says to, yeah, they're kind of cryptic. Follow the vault line, something red. Just follow your curiosities. Let's look at it that way.
Okay.
Red marker, red flag. There are some conspiracies that you can tap into, at least to give a different perspective of. JFK is one of them. They say yes on your, if you want to make it public. The different conspiracies are something that you can tap into to give, your JFK, your other things that you have interest in, because it will give others a different perspective for healing. Also, like your World War II situation would be interesting too. So it's just another way for you to test out your abilities.
Yeah.
They say in Marilyn Monroe.
Interesting. Marilyn Monroe. I was actually going to. I'm working on a set of oracle cards, and I had a plan to have her picture in one.
Exactly. Yes. There you go.
So, do they have any clues on Marilyn Monroe? What exactly that's going for? Do you know about Marilyn Monroe?
Well, that's something that you can tap into. What occurred there? But yeah, you have a soul contract with her too. So you've known her in previous incarnations as a Palladian being. She's been kind of this somewhere. She's been lost in many incarnations. So she went to this incarnation, all dolled up for attention. No matter what happened, she wanted to live a little, no matter what it was. That seemed to work, and of course she's kind of paying for it now, but
yeah,
it's all part of the party, basically.
Yeah. So the second question I had was regarding, I believe you said, or Ivan said at one point, regarding people who lived in Atlantis times and they had to come back to Earth to help with that. When souls came to Earth during the Atlantis times, were they aware that they would have to come back on a later date? Did they see things happening before it actually happened? Or was this a surprise?
A lot of them weren't aware. It depends on where they were at a level of consciousness, where they saw the future. And when they're looking into the future, it's like, wait a minute, I see myself back here again. I don't see Atlantis here anymore. So
they weren't aware at the time that there would be another call to action at this point.
It wasn't mainstream, but some did tap into it. They didn't believe it because it was like way out of their league of thinking. So
I mean, not just Atlanteans at that time. On a soul level, like the four incarnation, where they were
yes, they were aware. Yes, they were fully aware. On the soul level, oh yes, it was right there. Yes,
gotcha.
They're the incarnations. I had no idea. Yeah, that tells you how much this world's planned out.
Right.
More planned out than you might think. It's not 100%, but they have the overall idea of it.
Right.
The United States and all of that was already on the plan. So.
Okay. Yes, thank you. Have a good evening. Thanks.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, up next we have Liz.
Hello.
Yes, greetings.
Greetings. Well, can you give me any updates on the energies for the job situation for my husband?
It was the same as before. Just keep looking. It will be out of town. You might have to go out of town for a interview. It will be something up his alley, but I don't believe he's made that full connection just yet, from what we're seeing.
So
it's all up in the air. Yes.
You have seen nothing like any strong energies from New Mexico area?
Yes, New Mexico seems to be the most likely place. Texas was there, but it kind of faded out. But it's still there. But I feel like New Mexico is the strongest one at this time.
Okay. Yeah, well, we got two open over there waiting.
Yes, for the moment, that's the highest energy at this time. Yes.
Awesome. Okay. So, and any messages for me? I've been having some dreams that are very, very weird, and I wake up and I can't quite remember.
Mhm.
But I know it's not in Earth; it's somewhere else. So,
Well,
where
yes,
have I been?
you're connecting much with the Palladian energies. You are assisting with timeline healings here. But you're there are other species there, but I feel like the Palladian energy is the strongest one there. Meaning there's
Mhm.
more of them than the others. There's a galactic meeting going on. It has to do with Earth's ascension. It has to do with removing eventually a lot of the control grids from this world. Call it your media. Uh,
Mhm.
it's in discussion of where they're going to start. They're already disintegrating slowly, but you see it much in the future. And in some ways, you're sort of speeding up the process
Mhm.
in astral, of course. So
Yeah. Well, when it happens in astral, it doesn't take long to get here, right? Most of the time.
it depends. It's Yeah, humans are very fickle on that.
Nice way to put it.
They need somebody to tell them what to do. So eventually they'll guide themselves, but not yet.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes. Blessings.
Okay, next we have Liz, or we just had Liz. We have James.
Hello.
Yes, greetings.
Hey, can you tell me about my Syrian connections or any other messages from Syrians lately?
Yeah, well, your Syrian connections are connected to the dolphins. That seems to be the highest vibration you're connecting to. A lot of this is sixth and seventh dimension. At that, you're just basically a free spirit. You just do whatever you want, basically. But you are connecting to you do like you're giving others advice that you connect with that you feel there's a difficulty going on. Of course, they give you energies back, information back. So it's an exchange, or you just find a new relationship or something like that. So we do see you humanoid going out of the water and onto land and back into the water. You can shapeshift into a dolphin if you wish to. So, but most likely you are alien, a human being, an alien human being with dolphin energies.
So, like a aquatic humanoid.
Yes, yes.
Do you have any connections of that sort here on Earth?
Yes, you do connect to it. You connect more with the whales here, which is interesting. They're more of a dense energy, but they absorb a lot of information, and they're the ones that are kind of on a. They're dealing with a lot of human emotions at this time because they're kind of being attacked by humans for food and things like that. So you connect to much of the whale energies, and you're connecting to what they connect to with the human condition, from what we see. So this is what's part of your sensory that you can pick up certain energies. So it's through the dolphins, but it's mostly through the whales because their connection is stronger.
I see. And can you tell me about my other Agarthan connections right now or lately?
One moment. It seems to be a lifetime or a connection where you talk to us. You have conversations with a sea monster. You are an elf being that's having a conversation with a giant and a sea monster uh, for various reasons. There's some conflict going on in Garth at this time because of that storm, because of human intervention. It's Agarthians are here to calm down human anxieties. They're doing their best. So they play a lot with human emotions. They connect with it quite a bit.
I see. Thank you.
Yeah, that's nice.
Okay, up next I have Colin's questions. His first question, he asks, I was just offered a higher position at my current job. Any messages on the upcoming changes?
Yes, we believe it will happen quite quickly. It was a timeline shift that you've been looking for, but being patient about it, I believe it'll bring a lot of benefit to you, and it is what you're looking for the time being. Obviously, you're always looking for more, as everyone does, but for the most part, it's a good connection. It is also job security from what we're seeing. Blessings.
Okay, and his second question, he says, my sister has been going through a lot lately. Can you tell me about her transition energy?
Yeah, it's a lot of maturing she's going through at this time. So yeah, she has to face. I mean, she had a lot of lifetimes where she was given everything to her, and she put a stop to that in this lifetime. So now she is, working more on herself, and it's not so easy. So she needs these tests to build herself up, build her confidence, to trust herself. That's what the challenges are there. And you can give her help all you can, of course, but there'll be times when you're pushed out, so she can figure things out on her own. Blessings.
Hey, blessings. Up next, we have Lucy.
Hello?
Yes, greetings to you.
Yay, it worked.
Yes.
Hello, Redmond. It's good to
Yes.
be back.
Yes.
Yes. So, well, for the first time in my life, Stephen Helms didn't describe a dream, so I'm going to do that.
Please.
Yes. And as you know, I've been begging for 3 years for my dreams to come back.
That's true.
And they have with vivid accuracy, except this one dream that is a recurring dream that I've had since high school. And it's really creepy and I don't understand it. So I walk into this shabby carpet waiting room. It's just a given that it's a hospital. And I check in, and the check-in girl is smiling, and the girl at the desk behind her smiles at me, and everything's cool. And then there's people sitting around in group, 2 or so every other seat or whatever. But I look at them and I get this feeling of apprehension and like, ew, it's creepy. So I'm just going to stand here. And I'm staring out the glass doors, wanting to leave, but for some reason I can't. So then this nurse comes down the hallway and gets the first person, and I look out the doors again, and it looks like it's going to rain, and then these people are getting like really creepy, in your dream how something is creepy and it may not be shown, but it is like they're like something's weird with their eyes. So I'm standing there and I look back at the receptionist and she's still smiling at me. And I'm standing there and the urge to leave is just very strong, but I, for some reason, can't. I don't know why. So it's the time for, she gets off work, the receptionist, she leaves, and the next person behind her moves up to the desk. And some's kind of weird, and then I notice it's dark and it's raining. It's pelting against the doors. And I still can't leave. And everybody in the waiting room, they all have like it's like they're chromosomally deficient. And their eyes are really messed up. And then the nurse that comes down, her eyes are messed up. And it's like gone. They're like freak. It's like they're monsters. So, and then I try to look at the front desk for support, and the lady at the front desk is now also creepy. So I'm like, for some reason, trapped in this waiting room with really creepy people that got progressively creepy throughout this dream. Well, I know how it ends. Well, actually, I don't, because I always wake myself up, but I was aware that I was having a repetitive dream as I was having it, and I woke myself up before the receptionist looked at me with her freaky eyes. What is going on? I just can't.
Well,
Yeah.
the reception is partly your guides,
Ugh,
uh,
fears.
but also show that they got taken over slightly. I
Ugh.
believe, and the beings around you are trying to get to your energy field, trying to take you over, and some of that's an archon vibration. Some of it, but it's there to it's a programming of humanity, is what you're seeing.
You mean the people in the room?
Yes,
And I'm standing there.
and you're away
Why
from
can't
all that.
I leave? Why, why
Well, you
was.
can't leave the planet
There you
physically.
go.
So that's what it has a lot to do with it. So you're seeing the manipulations of humanity. That's what a lot of that is.
And they
So,
just sort of getting progressively creepier, or.
well, the world's getting a little bit creepier in some regard. It shows where you're connecting to astrally, the area you're at. The area you're
Uh,
at. It also shows that your guides are being blocked in those areas. So as you open yourself up, astrally, you test yourself even more, as you know. You
mhm.
probably have an idea of that.
Well, I know I go and just float out in space for relaxation with
That's
nothing.
part
I'm
of it.
just floating there. But so why is it repetitive throughout my life? Like, is it a precognition of an event that might have something in common throughout the
Well,
ages?
well, what you're seeing is that as you might see yourself floating astral, there's more going on where you're actually going to a very thicker side of reality that needs your energy, needs your assistance. And that's why your dreams
Okay.
get shut off and everything. So it's been going on throughout your life, though, if that makes
Right.
sense.
It does. I mean, yes. So,
You
all
just don't
right.
remember
I
it.
just
For,
thought because it was a repetitive
mhm.
nightmare, because there was a nightmare, um, that should be warning me of some kind of upcoming
No,
situation,
it feels like you're releasing. You're more releasing the past. I don't see
leaving the
anything.
monsters in the room.
Yes, you're leaving all of that. There's some paranoid energy to think it's going to come back, but we don't think it will. So,
Well, I'm not sure about the dream coming back, but if that's purging, that's good.
yes,
I'll
it's
take
it's
it
just a
as good.
release. Take it as a release.
Yes, I'm just glad I was aware.
Ye-
It was lucid in that I knew I was dreaming. So yeah,
yes,
I,
it's a message that you are transitioning away from that, from what we're saying.
wonderful. So that kind of goes into my next question,
Yes.
which was about healing. And I've been told I'm quite the healer, but
Mhm.
how do I stop? I can't help it sometimes when someone just touches me, like if they're giving me something, I might not even know them. Just stuff floods in. But when someone is actually ailing, I literally put the person on like a wetsuit. Like I visually see myself, my legs going into their legs and my head, like a wetsuit. And I actually feel everything they're feeling. And boy, I have had some righteous headaches and just weird stuff that I know I got from
Yes.
empath empathic,
Empathic.
yeah,
Yes.
healing. So I mean, but it always seems to be successful except on my end. So,
So how do you
any
deal with it?
advice?
Mirror energies are good. Yes, it's difficult because you're learning how to push out. Because when you absorb their energies, you're kind of learning from them. So this is something new I'd ever seen before. So you kind of keep it with you sometimes to figure it out, and also build your defenses up for it.
It just happens accidentally sometimes where I don't
Mm-hmm.
even mean to do this. And I've blurted out things like in the grocery line or
Mm-hmm.
whatever that, you know, and it's usually creepy. Like I can see them getting in an car accident or It's
It's
just
like,
weird.
yes, it's like
And I
you're giving
go,
yourself a virus.
yeah, I don't know how to. Yeah, I need to work on what do you call that? Shielding, I
Yeah,
guess.
or just tell yourself to whatever I need to learn from this, let's speed it up because it seems like you're going to pull it in no matter what from what we're seeing.
Boy, I just hope I don't get any Ebola patients.
No, you won't have any of that.
All right. And I just want to sneak in one more quick question.
Yes.
Who was the ship that flew over my house last night? I haven't seen that particular kind of ship before.
It's Palladian energies, but there's also Zeta on that ship. It's
My
mostly Zeta.
friends.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm having problems with that too. Anyway,
Yes.
it was very good. Thank you
Yes.
for your
Blessings to you.
time.
Blessings.
Thank you.
All right. Up next, I have Marvin's questions. I'll read those for him. His first question, he says, "What messages do I have from Credo Muchwa, and any advice of making contact?"
This. What is this? Messages for this credo? Who is this again?
Credo Muchwa. It's spelled Mutwa.
Well, that's a soul energy he connects to. He connects to the higher self of that being. Any messages from that is just, I don't believe there's any real direct. It's just a connection that you're warning from at this time. That's all we received from that. Yes.
He was looking for some advice on making contact. More so.
Contact is just keep doing what he's doing. Continue to be curious. Don't.
Okay.
Yes, just don't stop. You're having fun with it. It's helping. It's your highest good. So it's continue to do that. Blessings.
All right, thank you, blessings. His second question, he says, What is behind the last locked door in India where all the billions in gold were found, and what does it have to do with me and Vishnu? If you could elaborate, please."
Well, you're connected to an astral that is knowledge, not necessarily, physical currency. It's mostly knowledge that I believe you put there at one time in a previous incarnation. So it's a secret knowledge, basically. Knowledge that your world's not quite ready for. It's basically healing energy. So that's what the gold energy is there for. So that's what that is. Nothing too complicated. Maybe some don't want to hear that, but it's
okay. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that. Blessings.
Yes.
Up last this evening is me.
Yes.
Thank you again for coming in.
Yes. Thank you.
For my first question, I was just looking to see, do I have any galactic updates from Astro?
Yes, you're a giant in astral. You have a reason for that. Your astral is just a lot larger than you might think here in this reality. So everything in where you are is basically because you're showing you have a big impact. You want everybody to notice you're making a change. Now that's not all. That's not all your astral aspects. That's one of them. That you're connected. You're also bringing in a lot of feline energies for healing of this reality. Because
right.
Humans are more familiar with the feline energies. They live it. They might not be fully aware of it. That's causing some of the chaos on your planet. Of course, some of it is Syrian. Syrians are very good at dividing themselves among each other. Separation. So you're healing that also. You're healing a lot of the media manipulation. No, you're healing chemtrails, but you're also healing the manipulation in media. You're kind of pulling away some of their cords. So
ever so slightly. All right.
Yes.
Well, that be more obvious in Astro is what I'm doing. The work here is more slightly, I guess, is what you're getting at.
Astral is like the inside of a computer in your world. It's kind of the inner workings. So you always see the outside of it. You're seeing it now, but the inside is where you're most active, as you know.
Right. Very cool. Okay. For my second question, I was just looking to see, is there anything relevant at this moment that Spirit would like me to know?
there is a timeline change coming. It's more of a spiritual timeline change where you feel like you let go of old vibrations, old energies, and now you're allowing the healing to come through. But it's not fully occurred just yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's in its early stages. So, one moment. You're also healing, yes, your, that sounds strange, your skeletal structure, your body structure,
Mm-hmm.
spiritually, your astral body, you're healing here. So,
And that will kind of translate over to my physical body.
yes, over time. Mhm.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel cases where I wake up and the pain that I'm used to feeling in a certain place in my body is not there.
Yes.
And then my thought pattern brings me back to feeling the pain eventually because I've grown so accustomed to not or to having the pain there. If I were to leave that old thought pattern behind, would I be able to leave that pain behind permanently?
Yes, over time, yes, yes.
Right.
You're you're
Yeah.
you're clearing out that cycle.
Interesting. All right. Well, I appreciate that. Well, blessings to you.
Blessings.
Thank you.
Blessings.
Thanks again for coming in and helping us.
Yes.
And blessings to the Syrians too.
Yes, blessings to all of you. Yes, there'll be more Syrian messages in the future, of course. So blessings to you all. Hello, greetings. Right. Anybody have a blessing? Steve.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Ivan. Thank you, everybody. You got your heel, so I Adonai, Kosbata, Utata, Yazitunita, Archangel Michael, Okosta, Puta, Puta, Cut the crow, Atukasti, Katukotis, Startanu, Itaniki, Wasa, Atistu, Tishatum, Katakwasa. Thank you.
Okay. I guess that's like a fast food order.
Wow.
I have a number two. So
The first part sounded Arcturian. Then
I think
it
it went
sounded like
insectoid.
like the bar in Star Wars.
But
That was
well,
cool.
yeah, I felt yeah. Anyway. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. All right. Have a great week. Stay safe. Much love.